On this edition of Temple Update, the basketball teams are going dancing. We'll tell you where they're playing. It may soon cost you more to get to campus. And a familiar Temple landmark is close to reopening.
Hey, I'm NBC 10's John Clark. You are watching Temple Update. T for Temple U.
Hello and welcome to this edition of Temple Update. I'm Brian Tomadrick.
And I'm Sydney Grant. It's been a busy week at Temple as students have returned from spring break.
And the buzz on campus is all about where the basketball teams will be playing in the NCAA tournaments. And standing by in Update Newsroom is Josh Filomeno.
He's here to help us break down all the excitement surrounding the basketball program. Hi, Josh.
Thanks, guys. All fans have plenty to be excited for. The men's basketball team won the Atlantic 10 championship after taking down Richmond 56-52. That victory gave the team their 10th win in a row. The Owls are just the second team in conference history to three-peat. Updates Joe Polinsky lets us in how the Cherry and White accomplished their goal.
In the Atlantic 10 final for the third consecutive year as the Owls look to win it all in Boardwalk Hall against their rivals from the South, the Richmond Spiders. In riding a 9-game winning streak, their longest since 2001, the Owls were all about one word: revenge, as they look to pay the Spiders back from a 71-54 defeat earlier this season. The first half was a defensive battle, as both teams combined to shoot 23 of 52 from the field. In the second half, the Owls relied on free throw shooting, making 10 of 12 from the stripe. And in holding Richmond to their lowest point total of the season, the team knew adjustments had to be made.
We were more prepared to their matchup zone. Their defense is really tough, and if you don't know the way they play, it's really tough to attack.
We were aware that, Gonzalez and Anderson are great players. They kind of beat us up a little bit, kind of did whatever they wanted to the first time we played them. We just wanted to come out here and compete more than we did when we played them there.
In winning the conference championship, the Owls value their success, but strive to move forward.
Hopefully, we're getting back on the map. People are starting to notice who we are again.
You'll sit back and say, okay, who are we as a program? How much better can we get? What have we accomplished? What have we achieved? How successful have these guys been together as a team? Whatever the components to that, let's try to keep them. Whatever difficulties, let's try to get rid of them.
With the win, the Owls become just the second team in A10 history and first since Massachusetts in the mid-1990s to earn 3 consecutive conference titles. Reporting for Temple Update, I'm Joe Polinsky.
After a 24-8 season, the women have also punched their ticket to the big dance. The team has been led all season long by sophomore guard Kristen McCarthy. This is the 7th straight year the women have made the tournament. McCarthy and company will play their first-round game in Virginia. I'll be back later in the show to tell you how the men fared and who the women will play in their first-round matchup in the NCAA tournament. Now back to Sydney and Bryant in the studio.
Thanks, Josh. Students and faculty of Temple's Kornberg School of Dentistry recently traveled to Haiti to offer free dental care to the residents of the town of Jeremy. The group has traveled to Haiti for a number of years, but this year's initiative is even bigger due to continued earthquake recovery. The dental students have blogged about their experiences for Temple's website. Well, before spring break, members of the Temple community gathered together to pay their final respects to Community Ragglepath. A candlelight vigil was held at the bell tower to remember the 21-year-old who died in a car accident February 27th. Friends and teammates from the Bagra dance team shared memories of Ragglepath through speeches, pictures, and music.
Commuters who ride SEPTA to Temple may have to dig deeper into their pockets to get to class. SEPTA has proposed a 6% fare increase for its buses, trolleys, rails, and subways that is set to take effect July 1st. This would be the first fare increase since 2007. Public hearings on the proposals will be held next month. Philadelphia officials are discussing the possibility of creating a city bike sharing program. The proposed plan would cover an area of about 15 miles, ranging as far north as Temple's main campus to Packer Avenue in South Philadelphia. Riders could pick up a bike at one location and drop it off at another. Year memberships for the bike share would cost $72. Citywide approval of the plan could add 4,500 bikes to the streets.
The date for one of the most popular Temple events has been announced. April 13th marks this year's Spring Fling. Dozens of Temple work programs, organizations, and clubs are represented with information tents. Spring Fling also plays host to games, free food, and giveaways. Groups interested in participating can contact the Office of Student Activities.
This time of year means it's getting closer to prom season for Philadelphia area high school students. Updates Danielle Sacco tells us about a Temple organization who is working to make this year's prom season unforgettable for some lucky young ladies.
Were chosen to participate in the prom dress drive to help make their proms unforgettable. The event held in the Student Center was the first community event WHIP organized for young girls. Local boutiques and Temple students donated dresses, purses, and accessories for the girls to choose from. Makeup stylists gave tips and advice on how to look their best on that special night.
I'm happy. I mean, I get to get my prom dress early, and I don't have to go through the hassle. It's a good experience.
I'm very happy that I got selected for the grand prize because, senior year was very stressful. We had to pay for graduation. We had to pay for so much stuff, and plus I'll be paying my college deposit in a couple of weeks. So this was very helpful.
The event was hosted by on-air personality Melanie Martin, whose radio show, Fabulously Focused, aims towards promoting female empowerment. She hopes the event will not only be a memorable experience for the girls, but also a way to strengthen community ties.
I try to do something to make the girls feel appreciated, feel special. Just knowing what it feels like to be a girl and to have insecurities and then feel like nobody's really paying attention to you and you kind of get overlooked.
To find out how you can help out with events such as this, log on to temple.edu/WHIP. Reporting for Temple Update, I'm Danielle Sacco.
Temple is reaching out to help the North Philadelphia community this tax season. Members of Accounting Society Beta Alpha Psi, along with faculty and community members, make up the Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Program. VITA will offer free tax help to families, students, and individuals who earn less than $48,000 a year. The session will run now through April 15th at Temple's Ambler campus. A familiar site on Temple's campus is almost set to reopen. The Baptist Temple was built nearly 120 years ago to accommodate seating for Temple founder Russell Conwell's speeches. After a 2-year renovation, the faculty is now going to serve as a cultural arts center, playing host to concerts, lectures, film screenings, and private events. The Baptist Temple is scheduled to reopen on April 14th.
Despite the struggling economy, there's still some hope for soon-to-be graduates. Though the unemployment rate continues to hover around 10%, 6 American job sectors reported an increase in employees since 2009. Some of the industries expanding the most include healthcare, education services, and computer systems design. It was a chance for some Temple alumni to reunite in Annenberg Hall. The School of Communications and Theater recently hosted its annual brunch and basketball event. The Temple grads got a meal and an opportunity to network with fellow professionals and ended the day at the men's basketball game against George Washington. More than 200 people attended the event. Don't go away. There's still much more to come on this edition of Temple Update.
We'll be right back.